to AFFA, the station that brightens your day. Today we will be introducing a special guest about how sports impacts us on emotional intelligence. Today we will be interviewing Mr. Sayers.
Thank you, Florence. I'm here with Mr. Sayers. Thank you for giving up your time and joining us today.
Thank you, both of you. I'm glad to be here to help you out with your podcast.
How do you feel sports helps emotional intelligence?
Okay, so in my opinion, sports helps with your emotional intelligence, as sport is a really good way for to improve children's mental health, in the sense that if you're ever worried or anxious, you can go and play a bit of football or do a dance or go skateboarding, something that will take your mind off the problem and in turn will make you feel better. Also, scientific studies have shown that doing physical exercise and activities is a good way to relieve stress. So it's kind of both of those factors together is why it's really good for your emotional intelligence.
Okay, thank you. Over your years of teaching, what sport do you think helps your emotional intelligence the most?
Ooh, well, I mean, this is quite a subjective question, but for me personally, as a lot of the students at the Lyceum know, I really enjoyed rugby. The reason why rugby helped my emotional intelligence is, again, linking back to if you're ever feeling a little bit cross or maybe hot-headed. In rugby, you have to be very careful with your aggression. As Alexander knows himself, if in rugby you let your emotions get a little bit too much for you, then you would get sent off or sin binned, which would be really awful. Instead, you've got to control that aggression and use it in a strategic and a tactical way to try and help your team. And also, the camaraderie, working in a team and with lots of like-minded people is really nice, and it helps your emotional intelligence in the sense that you're having fun, but also you've got new friends to talk to. And if you're ever worried, for me, the rugby players I played with were really good teammates, and we could speak quite openly and honestly about ways that we can maybe help ourselves if we're feeling a bit upset.
Wow, we are learning so much. Let's go on to the next question. Can you name anything that the Lyceum has done with sport to help with emotional intelligence?
So there's a couple of things off the top of my head. The first one that really stands out is that during lockdown, Mr. Lopez and I both created some home workout videos. So for me, I did it for Key Stage 2. And every day on Zoom, we would either do Joe Wicks's home workout or my home workout, which would focus on core strength, and we were doing things like press-ups and planks. And this was a really good thing to do, because otherwise the children were at risk of not doing exercise during lockdown, although I'm sure some people would have. But it meant that people were staying active and we weren't forgetting about sports altogether. Another way that we've helped emotional intelligence at the Lyceum was that last year everyone in Key Stage 2 had the opportunity to play a competitive fixture against another school. And what that means is all the children from year 3 to 6, no matter whether they liked sport in their minds or not, they got the opportunity to try something different, which builds resilience and, it gets you out of your comfort zone, which is a good thing. We should always try to challenge ourselves and progress ourselves, even in sport.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Sayers. Well, that's all, everyone. We hope you have enjoyed this wonderful time with Mr. Sayers. We hope you have learned something. Bye!
It's been a pleasure, guys.